That was brilliant. The enemy saw us. Be on your guard.
Come on!
Fine job.
Just push through!
Right, we did it!
Come on!
You sure you don't want to heal? I would.
Wait a second.
Got it? All right.
What is that? I've never seen anything.
It's a crystal. Now I remember.
That's all.
That's no ordinary monster. Some kind of human?
The way it's moving. It's almost.
Here it comes. Warrior! Ah! Now, warrior! With one strike!
With Spider's power! A tough one!
I call upon royal power within!
What is this crystal? By my guess, the monsters were drawn to its
By
aura.
recordings that can be accessed right before a student leaves the dungeon, including replays of other students, as he shows off the replay of Sonya, buys for 100 points. Seeing the recording of the blue-haired girl accessible so easily leaves Hyunwoo completely speechless. Kim says since Hyunwoo has a solid score, his probably sells for a lot of points too, and that's exactly what happens. As Hyunwoo watches in surprise, he gains 300 points from people buying his dungeon replays. Kim's buddy immediately realizes that it's actually really bad because other students can analyze him and discover his weaknesses. He tells Hyunwoo that although he got lucky due to special rules inside the dungeon, everyone will find out soon enough he has a really weak core. But because of how much points are worth, the gamble is worth it. Then, our hero reveals that there is a special training room where the mana is dense, so it allows him to cultivate and grow faster. Hyunwoo shoots out of his chair in amazement that such a place even exists, but Kim tells him not to get too excited because there are strict conditions on entry. Hyunwoo quickly guesses that it probably costs an arm and a kidney, and he confirms it costs a whole 500 points for only 6 hours. It doesn't take long for his buddy to realize that if he goes there daily, he's going to be more broke than the homeless people on the streets. So his friend asks if there's another way, and our boy excitedly tells him they can buy the season pass, which is given to the top clubs, meaning they would have to steal the spot from someone like Moyoung Jun in the swordsmanship club, which seems pretty impossible. So Hyunwoo is quick to give up, but Kim lets him know he can pick him up in return for a favor. With a sly grin, he says he wants Hyunwoo to dive into the deep dungeon once he is strong enough, and explains that it is a deadly place compared to the mist forest they just went to. Without any hesitation, Hyunwoo confirms that he has a warrior spirit, so there is absolutely no doubt he will take him up on the offer. Hearing that, Kim tells him to grind as much as he can, saying he will somehow get the season pass for him in 2 minutes. After that, he heads to the workshop to like another sneak view. Inside, he sees a Shevin busy in the kitchen classes and state his business. Our boy politely greets the scene and says he would like to join the magic engineering club, so the guy asks him why he came straight to workshop 4 instead of 1. and he says that the people from Workshop 1 sent him here, really pissing the senior off. The guy straight up tells him to say what he wants and leave instead of annoying him. As he turns around, he notes that his senior has a B-rank magical engineering skill, after which uses it without any respect for himself. After that, he looks around in search of something. The moment his eyes land on it, a sly grin flashes across his face. He grabs a shiny blue cube and asks his senior if it's valuable at all. The man says that it's pretty useless trash because it's so complex no one can replicate anything like it. So our boy asks him if he can have it and says he feels bad taking it for free, so he offers to trade it for a catalyst reagent in return, because even though the item isn't exactly a big deal, it is something an engineer always needs. Just like he planned, the senior happily trades it and tells him to stay silent about their little deal. And my guy smiles, enjoying out watching the fool celebrating, thinking he just exchanged a catalyst worth 1,000 points for what is basically trash. Suddenly, an optional quest shows up for Kim, and he quickly presses accept, even though it is a big hassle. But what most people don't know is that the reward for the trashy quest is the S-rank item called the Cube of Life. As someone who has raised 1,000 S-rank characters in the past, he goes to the monitoring room because he knows an exploit on how to make the item without going through the painfully annoying quest line. Using the amplification skill to upgrade his copied B-rank magic engineering to S-rank, he starts solving the 10x10 Rubik's Cube within a mere 60-second time limit. Normally it would take around 3 days to solve, but he manages to make some serious progress within just a single minute. After that, he fully locks in and grows his core through 1 full hour of focused meditation, and keeps following it up with 1 minute of cube work on repeat non-stop, because he has to get the Cube of Life before Friday to be in time for a very special event. The next day in class, he is surprised to find Yang arriving early while Hyunwoo is weirdly late, but he is quickly distracted by Yin's surprise dinosaur cookie attack. While our boy is absolutely enamored by her crunchy dinosaur cookies, Hyunwoo finally shows up, and he asks him how it went in the special training camp. With a big wholesome smile plastered on his face, Hyunwoo says it was amazing, and he believes he will get a breakthrough in no time. Hearing that, Kim promises to get the season pass as soon as humanly possible, while Yang gets crippling depression at him calling her adorable bear kitties dinosaurs. Then the homeroom teacher enters the class and announces that the battles will be held in the arena moving forward, and the time limit will be increased to 10 full minutes, so they better use each moment smartly. He also explains that every first year must complete 3 matches within the week, and their score will be heavily decreased if they refuse to take part. Hearing that, Kim silently grins in anticipation of the event he's been eagerly waiting for, and thinks it's finally time to destroy the competition. He checks the system now and notices a sub-quest that increases the reward based on how many victories he gets after playing 3 PvP matches. Because of that, this time he knows he cannot afford to lose and has no choice but to win. He tells Hyunwoo to come along to the arena with him, but before he can leave, Jane grabs his arm and mentions that she is free today. Everyone nearby stares at them thinking the proposal is about to drop, but their hopes crash immediately when they realize it's just about a training session the two had planned. Later in the afternoon, when the arena is completely empty, Kim is casually goofing around with his friend, a red-haired guy named Ji-hong, suddenly walks in and starts mocking him for forfeiting the battle against Miss Song. He calls Kim a coward, which instantly fires up Hyunwoo again, but Kim calmly waves him off and keeps things from escalating. Still, Kim has no plans of going easy on the redhead, and begins provoking him by pointing out that they both ended up with the same score in the placement exams. That ticks Ji-hong off even more as he yells about how insulting it is to be compared to a coward, and in an attempt to prove his point, he challenges Kim to a one-on-one duel right there. Kim accepts without hesitation, clearly enjoying how things are going exactly the way he wanted. Ji-hong goes all in thinking he can win the match with a single strong move, but Kim stays a step ahead and hits him with a Thunderbird spell, paralyzing him in an instant. He even mocks Ji-hong for falling for the same exact trick twice, especially after getting humiliated by the Thunder Girl not too long ago. Kim says that he at least showed more mercy than Song Chun-Li, and wraps up the fight by beating him cleanly. Even after taking a proper loss, the redhead refuses to accept defeat and insists that a second match would end differently. Kim plays along and goes for another round, but the result stays the same, with Ji-hong ending up even worse than before. Still not ready to give up, Ji-hong challenges him again, clearly fired up to somehow turn the tables. Even though Kim needs one more win to complete his quest, he acts like he's completely exhausted and insists on getting something in return if they're going to fight again. The poor redhead, desperate for another shot, hands over a spiritual pill made by his own family just to get Kim to agree to a rematch, only to be defeated the exact same way yet again. This time, the beating finally knocks some sense into him. Ji-hong admits his loss, even apologizing for all the rude stuff he said earlier. He tells Kim he was wrong to call him a
This is so cozy. I feel alive again.
It's certainly better than freezing. Reminds me of when I was a child. Back then, I wouldn't have been caught dead out in the wilderness like this. Countryside nobility like us had no fortune to speak of. My parents bowed and smiled for their money, and honestly, I despised them for it. Back then, I thought being a noble was about, I don't know, a life of prestige, being respected. But one spring 7 years ago, our town was attacked by this horrific creature. A human. Though I'd no idea at the time. I was evacuated alongside the servants while the rest of the town burned. I waited for my parents to join us in the shelter, but they would never come. The parents I'd so despised had stayed behind to protect the villagers who couldn't flee.
Your parents were heroes.
It changed everything. It taught me who my parents really were, what it really meant to be a noble. But our town's just rubble now. A footnote in history. The human that destroyed us is all we'll ever be known for. I remember my father petitioning the capital for aid, but no reply came. Even knowing how much of a threat the humans were. Now, I think, what if the army? Well, Luis. What if he's the one who abandoned us? If we were just a pawn in his game, then I will make him pay.
Hey, Grius. We all trust each other now, don't we? I think we can tell him.
Aye. Maybe you're right. I'll admit the lad's sword put me in mind of the past.
Something special about that sword?
Well, we used it to identify the messenger from our faction. But it originally belonged to His Highness. A kingly gift from his father. To better suit His Highness and his keen aptitude for magic, that blade was specially forged, with raw magla folded into the metal. Of course, when swordplay bored him, he'd amuse himself by levitating it or standing atop it to glide about. A royal rascal, that one. Those days were all too short. Then, 12 years ago, it all came crashing down.
I've heard. The prince was attacked, right?
It was a plot on his life. One I wish I'd rooted out sooner. Just like tonight, it was pouring rain. Your Highness, this way! Hurl these blackguards into the palace!
My lord, are you hurt?
Back!
A royal knight. A wench and nothing more.
You knave! You know nothing of true knighthood. I pledged my life to the prince, and I'll not lose it to you! Highness!
Don't falter! Give chase!
Stop! They dare harm him!
Highness! Highness! What is this? His Highness survived the attack, but the curse hanging over him was powerful and complex. Of all the mage healers in the capital, not one could wake him. And he grew weaker with each passing day. We might lift the curse if we knew the specifics of its formula, but Luis would never give that up. Which leaves but one way. To dispel the curse, its caster must die.
And you're sure Luis is the man you seek?
I saw him in the fray. He was younger then. Younger even than you are now, and shorter besides. I could never mistake him. And now, after spilling the royal blood of father and son both, the people call him not traitor, but savior for his Highness, for the king, and for the very future of this country. He must be dealt with. To kill Luis is to see justice served.
I see. So as he did with the prince, he would make of my city a stepping stone to further heights. A tool to spread the infamy of the humans. You haven't told that story to many, have you? Thank you for trusting me with it.
A rogue never forgets a debt. Even if it takes 3 generations, we'd see it repaid. But neither do we forget a grudge. And Luis will know that soon enough.
So, that's what all this is about. Say, friend, this mission means a lot to you too, doesn't it?
Yes. Of course it does.
You've been carrying a greater weight than I realized. In any case, I owe you my life. And we've both got something we'd fight to protect. Let's save this country. Together. Ideally, once we're out of this cold, of course. I think it's about time we eat. We're almost to the capital, after all. I'd say that's worth celebrating.
I'm beat.
Well, nonetheless...
You're kidding. Time. Huh? I'm pretty sure I fell asleep.
Well, then it's just as I thought. While you're asleep, our connection is much stronger. You wield your magic with ever more confidence. Splendid. As I mentioned previously, the archetype grows and develops anew through encounters with others. Look for those bearing the nobility and presence of the heroes and kings of old. More virtuous than the weight of any crown or medal is the burden you place on your own path forward. The more comrades and supporters who stand beside you, the more your power will deepen as you soar to new heights. One day, if the people join hands and seize the freedom to decide their own future with their own power just as you do, that is my ideal world.
Hold on. What do you mean, supporters? We're trying to keep out of the public eye here.
I mentioned before, did I not? There is no hero without allies, only a single voice in opposition. In other words, even archetypes have their own strengths and weaknesses. They'll be of little use if used thoughtlessly. Life and death are seconds apart on the battlefield. Be attentive, mindful, and strategic. Only then can you emerge victorious. When you feel unsure how to proceed, I recommend you stop, assess your surroundings, and think. The smallest observation is often our greatest inspiration. Well, it's almost dawn. I will be watching with great anticipation. Until we meet again. The royal funeral draws ever closer. 4 days remain. Good.
Let's see. Let's...
This...
Let's go.
Great.
Escaping the dragon's threat in the Nord mines, the party shakes their pursuers amidst the discovery of great powers. To make up for lost time, they risk hiring a coach to secret them the rest of the way to the capital. The royal funeral draws ever closer. 2 days remain.
Finally, we found a ride. Looks like we should make it in time for the funeral after all.
Last time we rode in a public carriage, it was hit by bandits. A pack of Louis zealots, too, if I remember. Talk about a nasty surprise.
You've come a ways since then. Any bandits who set on us now are in for a nasty surprise.
Reminds me of the road to the fort, sitting there in the cart. Never could have imagined you and I would be the only survivors. Strange. How fast life can change.
We both did well to make it out.
Yes, we certainly did.
The last couple days have certainly been eventful. Almost feels like everything we thought we knew about the world was wrong.
Well, plenty of people live their lives without taking a single step outside their city. But we haven't the luxury of ignorance, I suppose.
We're almost to the capital. Quiet now, and stay sharp.
Milady, welcome back, and thank you for making the trip.
After so long, I am only surprised anyone remained here who yet remembered me.
Surely you jest, milady.
Pay me no mind. I heard of the king's death. The skyline is full of unfamiliar figures. 'Tis a testament to how long I've been away.
It's the guard that's changed the most. It's just chaos and politics there, arguing over matters of succession. Feels like we've lost sight of who we're even protecting. Not to mention talk of monsters at the border. We've nowhere near enough soldiers to deal with them on top of everything else.
After tomorrow, the city will calm. Once the formality of the funeral is past, a new king will be crowned. After which, I suppose there'll be no further need of a search party. Not many even remember we were searching in the first place.
The royal funeral draws ever closer. 1 day remains. Escaping the Nord mines, the party hailed a horse-drawn coach and returns now to Grand Trad, capital of Uchronia, the day before the royal funeral. As they gaze upon the city, flags of mourning fluttering in the wind, the magnitude of their mission exacts its toll on the heart.
The fog's rolling in. Rain's the last thing we need.
Can this funeral withstand more misfortune? I've heard they don't have enough soldiers to keep the peace.
Oh, it'll be fine. All the aristocrats are bringing their own personal guards. I imagine boredom's the worst we need to worry about.
Let's not draw attention to ourselves. There's a hostelry tucked at the back of Sunshade Row, the Hushed Honeybee Inn. We'll talk details once we're there.
Here we go.
That's terribly unfair. Hey!
What will I do?
Let's not.
That's the end of this, man.
That's terribly unfair.
Just pathetic.
Look, I don't give a toss who's king. I just want some coin.
Got it.
Idiot.
Come on!
Crowd on this street looks pretty rough.
What is it?
Watch out for pickpockets. You can bet they'll all see you as an easy mark. This place.
Got it.
You're back.
Papa! Welcome home!
Well, hello, my Maria. I trust you've been staying out of trouble. These are, well, new recruits. Just enlisted.
So young. It's good to meet you. I'm Fabienne. This inn is my business and my home.
Manners, Maria.
Welcome.
Hey! I'm wasting away over here. Where's my order?
Maria, could you handle that?
Yes, right away.
You're back sooner than I thought. Something happened.
Something bad. Barely any survivors.
I see.
I didn't know Grius had a daughter.
I know I've already asked so much of you, but would you mind looking after Maria a little while longer?
Of course. It wouldn't be the honeybee without her. Now, as for the rest of you, after braving the frontiers with this curmudgeon, I'm sure you would welcome a warm supper.
Once we're done, we'll head upstairs.
It's so good.
Oh, spicy. I can't feel my tongue.
Oh, pipe down and eat, boy.
That was delicious, especially the meat. I wasn't expecting it to have such a kick, but it grows on you fast.
Red grass roasted beedow. Bird meat. One of her hometown specialities. She's risked a lot to shelter me and to help the resistance. I owe her more than I can say.
You said we were short-handed, but are we really the only ones?
I know we've plenty of independent agents fighting in their own ways, but it seems none could avail themselves to us, which means we're the only ones who can do this.
Still, killing Luis. That's not going to be an easy feat.
Grius, do you have a plan? Fill us in.
Midway through the funeral, in broad daylight. That's insane.
It's risky, to be sure, but we'll never find a better chance at confronting the man directly. Don't worry. I'll be the only one getting close to him. I'll need you to draw Luis's attention from a different location. All I need is an opening. And don't rely on your fancy powers for this, all right? It'll attract too much attention. Killing a man and slaying a beast are two very different things. This is all I need.
You're joking. You and that kitchen knife against an archmage. Isn't there anything we can do to help?
No, you'll just get in the way. Besides, this kitchen knife can slit his throat like the swine he is. A fast kill, if not a clean one. It's nothing I've not done before. Give me my opening, and the man's dead.
All right.
Not much of a choice, I suppose.
One last thing. Keep Maria company a while, would you? The girl gets lonely on her own.
Aren't you at least going to tuck her in?
You've got to prepare tonight. Too much still needs doing. And best that it's done as far from her as possible.
And there's his fatherly side, I suppose. Sorry, but I'm going to bed early. I need a full night's rest if I don't want to be a liability.
Well, we've all been short on time to ourselves, but I'd feel bad leaving Maria all alone. Shall we go check in on her, at least?
Look at that.